Hey, this is Stu with the Military Investor Network, and today we have a super special guest with us, Mike Foster from ADPI, Active Duty Passive Income. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Hey, doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to see you.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to see you too. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we're talking pretty much like around the world right now, right? You're currently on a deployment.
Currently on deployment out here in the Middle East. Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm fighting a 9 hour time difference, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, cool, man. The power of technology is pretty sweet.
It's awesome. It is awesome.
Yeah, and we'll
Definitely.
probably talk about that a little more with all the stuff that you got going on. But so let's start off. So ADPI, tell me what it's all about.
All right. So active duty passive income really was a dream that wasn't mine initially. It was a buddy of mine, Mark Sitch. He is an investor from California, also Marine. And he came to me through a friend, a mutual friend of ours. I had done a little bit of business with this guy, and he introduced Markion to me. And we just had a conversation. And over the conversation, it went from, you know, kind of just getting to know each other because ironically we were both at the same school and graduated the exact same class year and never hung out at all. I didn't even know the guy. So it's really interesting, and just kind of like talking about where we were and talking about how we got started in real estate and the kind of things that we've learned and loved about it. And then, he just introduced me to this concept that he'd had in his head for a bit about wanting to teach military members how to invest in real estate. And this, as soon as he said it, I snapped on board. It was just awesome. So that's kind of how it birthed, and that's exactly what we are. So we are a company that is dedicated to teaching military members, veterans, and their families how to invest in real estate and really to build financial freedom for their life using the benefits that they have afforded by the government that a lot of them really don't know they have too. It's good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And there's you guys have a lot of stuff going on within this company, right? So kind of tell us about like all the assets and the facets of the company there.
Oh yeah. So we have so much stuff. We've got, like I was saying, a VA loan, right? So the VA loan is really the core part of the main benefit that is afforded to military. And so we have a course that just teaches you everything about it, right? Just breaking down how it got started, right? What it was about, and then what you can do with it and how you can use that to get started on your investing career. But yeah, so VA loan, we teach people how to house hack. We've got a module separate for that, just on, leveraging the empty space in your home and being able to draw income from, really thin air and use that to pay off your mortgage faster or to build investing capital for you to go buy out other properties. We have our main course, right? That is for, those who are looking for a little bit of help, right? So we set up everything from square one to closing your property, everything about understanding all the facets of investing and understanding, LLC, some of the business and the finance tech, some of the taxes that go into it, the implications, whatnot. And that's packaged with a mentorship group. So once you finish the course, we will mentor you with our team, right? We will take you on board. We'll help you, look at turnkey properties if that's something you're interested in buying, or if you just want to get started in your area, we will help you guys out. And it's great. And those are some of the things that we have course related. Outside of that, we've got a podcast. We've got a Facebook group that's very active where people are sharing their experience, sharing their questions, right? Because a lot of people are getting started, and it's just kind of come into this one big melting pot of military, community that is just kind of sharing stories and experience and helping each other out, and it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it is awesome. I'm not as active as I probably should be in the group, but I get to, I check every now and then, and there's always like conversations going on within the Facebook group, and then you guys got kind of a separate platform where you talk through Slack, correct?
Yeah, that's true. We have our mentorship group called Start the Spark. And that is through this thing called Slack chat. If no one's ever heard of it, it's an awesome tool, but everyone's connected through that. Everyone who's inside that mentorship group. So it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And this isn't like, I mean, you guys just aren't like, hey, let's just start something and teach some people. Like, you guys have tons of experience yourself, right? I mean, the teachers, the instructors, and mentors are one, either active duty or veterans, right? And then
Right.
you've all had experience doing real estate already. True statement?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is all stuff that we have been doing. We really don't teach. I mean, we teach all the different assets of, or facets, I'm sorry, of real estate. But the stuff that we absolutely harp on is all stuff that we have done physically, whether it's house hacking, whether it is, using that VA loan, whether it's refinancing, right, to use that to, to build more equity or properties or whatever, right? These are all strategies that we've used, and we also have team members that have also used them to help us out. So it's huge.
Yeah, that is huge, and that's such an important part of kind of getting started and figuring stuff out is
Mhm.
finding people that have done it before, finding that mentor, that teacher that can kind of grab you and help you along and show you the way. It's super important. So that's awesome, man. So tell me, like, why so passionate about real estate? What's the big deal about investing in real estate?
Oh man, how much time do you have?
Yeah, right.
How much time do you have, man? Because I can talk your ear off on this one. But oh, so I take a little more of a supernatural approach to real estate, and I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I don't even see it so much as investing. I see it as adventuring, and that's where my passion comes from. It's real estate adventuring, and I'm going to coin that term. If that hasn't been used before, I'm going to coin it. But there is so much that goes into real estate that people don't even know. I mean, obviously, yes, you've got your four walls and a roof, and it can be your shelter, and it can be a shelter of someone else, right? If you're using it for rental, but it's so much more than that. I mean, you look outside the street and you see parks, right? You see awesome establishments, right? Places where people, communicate or just come to share awesome times and experiences. Dance studios, right? Stadiums, theaters, you name it. People can do anything with real estate. And it all starts with, someone's idea. It's just someone's idea, and being able to share that with other people, whether it's investors or right, the government, whoever, right? And these ideas get born, and they create these amazing things that we're all starting to see just develop. And I think that that's a big, you know, um, I think it kind of ties into this whole huge revolutionary boom that we're in right now, where technology and how information is being shared and all these ideas are, sprouting up. So now we have these communities rising on a very rapid rate. I mean, Dubai, right? The city that I'm in right now, this place, not even 60, I'm going to say 30 or 40 years ago, was sand. I mean, this area that I'm in right now, this giant high rise on the beach, Jumeirah Beach Residence, was sand 15 years ago. And now this has some of the biggest skyscrapers in Dubai. And it's all on the beach. And there are just so many awesome like restaurants, little park areas. I mean, shops, you name it. There's a giant runway they have, like skydive Dubai. They built an island in the shape of a palm.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
does that?
It's crazy out there. There's so much stuff going on.
It is so much, but it's awesome. And again, this just ties into why like real estate is more than just four walls and a roof. It's an idea. It is, passion that's, driven from investors, architects, you name it. And just, it's awesome. It's a global thing. And that's why I'm so passionate. I'm sorry. I'm going to
Yeah.
stop, but yeah.
No, it's awesome, man. And I 100% agree. Like, we've been kind of flipping a lot of houses, with my company and business, and it's so fun to take a look at like the before pictures and look at like this
Yeah,
nasty like house. It's all like no one's
right.
living in it. It's gross, and then take a look after and be like, oh, like, yeah, we
Right.
did this. This is amazing. Now we're going to provide this awesome
Exactly.
place for a family to live and enjoy and have conversations and dinner and
Right.
like, it's so cool. Yeah.
It
It's
is.
awesome.
It is awesome. And that, again, that feeling's got to be so great. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, goodness.
Yeah. No, it's great, man.
Love
So, hey,
love it.
so, you and I, active duty military, we're passionate about it. We're, buying real estate, investing in real estate. But so why should more of us, why should more service members get involved and buy real estate?
So this one's kind of twofold, but the main thing really is because real estate can open your eyes to other passions in your life, right? It's not just about, again, like I said, it's not just about the four walls and the roof, but being able to use the benefits that the government gives you. You're traveling around, from base to base. Even if you're staying in one location, that's fine. But the benefits that the military gives you or the government gives you as military in regards to housing, it just makes sense. I mean, let's just go ahead and look at the main two. Your VA loan benefit, which allows you to buy a house with zero money down, and then your BAH. I mean, the government literally pays you for a place to live. Why rent from somebody and put money in someone else's pocket when you can have the government put money in your pocket, and that equity that you build in your home, just builds your wealth. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of house you buy at that point, as long as your mortgage is covered by your BAH, you're great and you're living for free. And
Yeah.
your wealth is being built for free. So
Yeah.
that right there is really reason in and of itself. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. So why don't more people do it? Why do, what's stopping all of us from buying real estate and,
I think,
holding them
yeah,
up?
I think really it's both fear and maybe complacency, I want to say, or ignorance, or however you want to spin that. Um, everyone has this idea, not everyone, but a lot of people have this idea from what I talk about with real estate. They're going to buy a house and they're going to sell it as soon as they either leave or whatever. But they don't think about all the other implications and the taxes and all that stuff that goes into it, or the ability to be able to hold that long term, let that build your wealth and generate more cash flow for you in the long run. They don't see that, or they get comfortable and they say, oh well, I'm happy renting where I am. I don't want to deal with tenants. I don't want to deal with, if you don't want to deal with tenants, okay, got that, get a property manager. And then they'd say, oh well, I have a friend who had a bad experience with property managers, so I don't want to do it. And it's just limiting beliefs that we've allowed ourselves to build over time that just prevent us from wanting to get started or getting started in anything. It's not just real estate. This is anything we're talking about. But yeah, I think fear is the number one. If I
Yeah.
had to give number one.
Yeah. And education, right? I mean,
Yeah.
fear because you're not educated and
Facts.
knowledgeable about all that stuff, which is
Yeah.
what ADPI does, right?
That is very true. That is
Yeah.
actually very, very true. Yep.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, this is awesome. I am a supporter and a believer in what you guys are doing. So I took the course myself, right when you guys kind of early on when you'd gotten going. I signed up and took the class, and I've been doing real estate for going on 10 years now, and I learned tons of stuff. There's just tons of great information in there. So I highly recommend it, and which is why I'm a supporter. So how do people get started? How do people get in touch with you? How do people get involved with ADPI?
So number one, if you want to get started, you got to educate yourself first, right? So if you're going to educate yourself through ADPI, we're totally here for you. You can go ahead and look at our ebook, right? Go to our website, www.activitypassiveincome.com, right? And go sign up for our ebook. It literally tells you everything that our course is about. So in that one book, if you're a self-starter, you're motivator, and you're ready to go ahead and take action, you can take that ebook and then expound your knowledge from there, right? If you haven't bought your house, but you want to learn more about your VA loan, get started with our VA loan course, our VA loan mastery course. Again, that'll be their best bet. And if you have bought your home and you're looking to just grow some income, start with our house hacking program, right? That will definitely help you out and open your eyes to more creative ways on how you can leverage the empty space in your home. So that would be my recommendation for sure.
Okay. And I know we've got we got a code for anyone who wants to jump on board if they're listening to this, watching it. Invest in yourself
Yes.
is the coupon code that will get you a little discount through ADPI.
Nope.
I mean, so the main course, it is a paid for course, but super inexpensive in comparison to all the other huge, like guru
Absolutely.
master courses or whatever. But so invest in yourself. Go to www.activedutypassiveincome.com. And well, you guys have Facebook, you have Instagram, you got
We got
podcasts.
podcasts. Yep. We got
Man,
a
you got
lot
it
of
all.
stuff. Mhm.
Yeah, dude. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, well, thank you, Mike. I know you are busy, serving our country overseas, so I appreciate it. Thank you for your service. And
Thank you.
everyone, go to ADPI, get involved, buy more real estate. It's awesome.
It is awesome. Thank you so much again, sir. Really appreciate you having me again.
All right, buddy. You too,
Yeah,
man.
guys. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.